How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis and we've got a new developer blog from the Old School RuneScape team. This is the month of quality of life. So, they need our quality of life suggestions. During February, they want to make a whole host of quality of life updates to Old School. You know the sort of thing, all those little jobs that never quite get to the top of the priority list. These little jobs can make a big impact, and now that JAD 2 isn't coming until 2017, they've put aside February just to get these jobs done. Every week in February, there'll be a new poll. Each poll will be themed around a different subject, such as skilling, PVM, PvP, and one for everything else. Each poll will contain the top 10 quality of life suggestions that we want. Their goal is to turn these updates around very quickly to get as many great quality of life changes into Old School as they can throughout February. This week they'll be running a top 10 poll for skilling quality of life changes, and they need to know what we want to see the most. They'll be keen to keep their eye out on all platforms where Old School RuneScape players share their thoughts to pick out the most highly requested changes. They'll also be diving into the backlog to dig out as many great suggestions as they can get their hands on. So if you've got an idea which you'll think will be a quick quality of life change, they've got a few criteria that you'll have to match in order for them to try and poll it. The quality of life updates to come throughout February need to tick a few boxes in order to be considered as their goal with these polls to turn around a lot of useful updates in a short period of time. These are, they must not require engine work, they must not require graphics work, and it must be a quality of life update that has a lot of support from the community. If your suggestion meets all of the above, you might well see it in the top 10 quality of life skilling results poll coming this Thursday. Following that week's poll, they'll be running a PVM poll, a PvP poll, and a general quality of life poll. I think this coming month will be really interesting. We'll have a lot of polls and a lot of quality of life updates coming to the game. I love the fact that we get all these quality of life updates in Old School RuneScape. I feel that as a game, they're really quite vocal about what they are, and you can actually see the changes in game, and it's really nice to see the progression of Old School RuneScape. If we think back about how when we originally played Old School RuneScape, it was in fixed screen, we didn't have minimap orbs, we used the keyboard to move the camera around, but now we can go on to widescreen, we can move our mouse to move our camera, and we can see our health, prayer, run energy, all by our minimap. These are all tiny quality of life update changes. Obviously some of these are a bit bigger, but they are still quality of life updates which have made a huge impact on the game. If you've got any quality of life suggestions, make sure you let the Old School RuneScape team know by going on forums, maybe Reddit, Twitter, just anywhere where you think they'll see it. And of course make sure that other players will be able to comment on it and say it's a good idea, otherwise they'll probably dismiss it. At the moment I personally can't think of anything that I want changing, however I imagine in the polls there'll be so many great ideas that I'll be voting yes to. If you want to watch the latest Old School RuneScape update, please click here for the Dragon Warhammer. And if you want to watch the previous Old School RuneScape developer blog, please click here for the Inferno. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the Old School RuneScape updates, devblogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.